MOTHERSHIP9. We're on the ship. Lift off. You know, my ancestors used to sing a song called "'Tis the Old Ship of Zion. Get on board. Get on board."
Get on board.
And we are on board the ship. I have two very special guests. They have a room here on the ship. And this is a very important space. This is Transition East. And I have with me Eliel, Sherman, Storey, and Dushun, Mosley on drums, Eliel on reeds. And we're just going to talk a little bit about Transition East, this space. How did it come about, Eliel?
The story for me started in the early 70s, 73, 74, around in there. I was exposed to a very rich cultural place. It was called Transitions East. It was located on 79th and Constance when I became aware of it. And it was a hotbed. I mean, the early AACM was there playing different times, and other local musicians. Because back then, the 70s, if you didn't create your own opportunities on the South Side, there were no opportunities for those that had a cultural tendency, you know. So I got involved with that through the Hebrew Israelite angle of what Transitions East housed. It was not only a cultural mecca, but it was a spiritual one also. It was not only AACM, but Montu. Did
you say Phil Coran?
Yeah, Phil Coran was very connected because the elder who spearheaded Transitions East was Daniel Robert Knight. He was a printer. He actually was the uncle of Luba Rashik.
Oh, the great singer.
And that's why Luba, a lot of his lyrics had very cultural, points in it, you know. So I was exposed to that initially through the Hebrew culture. And I was around so much of the music that began to affect me, you know, to the point where 76, June of 76, I bought my first saxophone. And that began my musical journey. But fast forward to the 90s when I came back to Chicago from living in Germany, I realized a void. The whole dynamic had changed here in Chicago, where if you wasn't in the political clique as an artist, you know, you were still struggling $50 a gig, that kind of thing. So that inspired me to create this place, you know, because I saw, since no one was going to knock on my door for gigs, I had to create my own vision and my own opportunity. And it laid pretty much dormant from 2005 when I incorporated Transition East to the time that Angel Elmore walked into this space. And you, along with Chris Espinosa, Adam Zanellini, Victor, you know, all of you all made me see that my vision did not die, So,
I'm getting emotional too, because it's like listening to you say that. It was like all of the people that you mentioned, all of us, I know I felt always like there was never a place for me as a musician. Like I always felt like, I always loved music, and I would be in school and I would be so into it, and like no one would acknowledge me. Or I'd go to church and they'd be like, I'm so into music, y'all, I want to do music, and no one would acknowledge me, and they'd be like, brush me to the side, and I'm still, it was a lot of loneliness, and then to come to this space, and it was like one of the first places where I felt like I had a place. Like what I had to say was important. You always made me feel like that.